asked 10 of my friends, most of them in their early 30s, when was the last time they made a new friend and how? One of them didn't answer. Thanks, Jared. One of them had a little bit of a crisis as they were writing out their response. And one of them thanked me because their new friend became their boyfriend. You're welcome. That counts, right? Your new boyfriend becoming your new... What? Does your new boyfriend count as your new friend? Yes, right? Correct? Same? Glad we got that sorted. Okay, speaking of the first friend, let's get to her response. I was lucky enough to make new friends and find a boyfriend thanks to an awesome existing friend. That's me. The boyfriend has also introduced me to new people that I would have never met otherwise, particularly as we don't live in the same area. And I think that's the best thing about dating someone when you live in completely different areas is you're coming across people that you never would have crossed paths with, potentially completely different hobbies, based on different suburbs. So I just think it's chef's kiss for new friendships to form. She did go on to say, the last time I made a new friend by myself was either through work or through hobbies and hasn't been for a few years. The mutual interest was something that brought us together. But when you're not forced together through either work or school, it's hard to meet new people. Even work friends are harder to make now with remote working. And I totally agree with this. I work from home majority of the time. And I do think that with school and uni, you are forced 5 days a week, same people, you're bound to find something to connect over. And if not, you just connect over the shared hatred of whatever you're doing. Always works. Okay, my next friend. They wrote, I haven't made a new friend in years. Let's take a tally for which responses are from men and which responses are from women. Thanks to that amazing contribution. The next one is just as riveting. I honestly can't remember the last time I made a new friend. I'd say probably at work would be most likely. So they may have forgot that they made a new friend because they're saying it's likely. Did you make a new friend? It's interesting that both these two responses are from people that I am newly friends with them. So guess not so much. Next one, she is a new mum and she writes, I met a friend recently actually at insert baby's name, swimming lessons. I find it quite easy to make new friends at this stage of life. Everyone is struggling through parenting together and it's refreshing to discuss the challenges when you meet another mum. I think that is just textbook. Obviously, any stage or any hobby that you do when you meet people that do the same thing, instant connection. And you can complain about the challenges. You can rejoice the small wins, the big wins, and the journey that you're on. #journey. Our next response, the last new friend I made on my own was probably a girl who I met at a woman in tech meetup. We catch up every now and then, and I've made new friends through insert partner's name the last few years, mainly his friends' partners. She also goes on to add, I've also made a new friend who lives down the road from my parents because she rides horses and they went on a trail. And so again, hobby, connection, friends. Next friend response, I haven't made a new friend in a few years. I have definitely gotten closer to a couple of girls I used to work with recently. When I left that job, we just made more plans to stay in touch, so we didn't lose the connection entirely. And I quite like that. Sometimes those loose connections are just as important as the friends that you speak to daily and see quite regularly. I think that those friends that you see every month or 2 months are just as important and can be just as fulfilling because it's just a different type of friendship that might not require a lot of emotional investment, but you can still just have a good time when you meet up. Next friend response. I genuinely don't remember the last time I made a new friend. I guess more recently, I've become closer to my cousin's fiance and the marketing girl from my work, even though she started 3 years ago now, also lose connections through mutual friends and their partners. Again, a mention to the loose connections, still really good, still prominent, great friends to have in your life, but we still have another mention for work. I don't know if we should have been tallying this. If I have tallied it, then do we have the notches? Do I have some notches? Otherwise, I will be cutting this out. From this response, this is when the crisis started. Writing this has made me realize I need to try harder or get a new hobby. We've had many conversations about this. Many hobbies have been discussed to try and meet new people. I still don't know which one I would opt to do to meet new people while still trying to be good at the sport. Anyway, moving on. Next response, I made a new friend at work when he was placed alongside me to get trained when he joined. We both had common interests in different aspects and good banter between each other, and so we became friends. So another vote for work. Again, just being in the same space with someone and seeing and hanging out with them, you're going to find commonalities. Win-win. Final friend response. I probably have to say at your party and meeting your friends. That's me. I hosted a party with my friends. In general, every new friend I've met has been met through someone else at a social gathering. And that's where I think we don't have enough anymore. We do not have enough of those kind of big social gatherings with multiple groups coming together because it's just a little hard. It's hard enough to just grab a coffee with your friend and put that in the calendar when you're trying to get 10 to 20 people to marry up the same day and be available and up for whatever activity you want to do. It's pretty hard. So Bring back social gatherings. Bring back gathos. I guess I should probably respond as well. I think the last time I probably have made friends, genuinely new friends, has been through my partner and just meeting every close friend or loose connection through him at birthdays and gatherings over the last couple of years. But another example would be I have a loose connection that I'll probably only see once a year. I'm going to actually hang out with them relatively soon because it's being brought together by a hobby and then realizing you have a lot more in common. You just have a general fun sense of back and forth with them and you get pulled and want to see them again. And so that's what we're doing. So that would be my response. So make that 11. So I'm really intrigued to know in the comments, give me your age, the last time you made a friend and how, because so far we've got work, hobbies, and through your partner. And maybe we'll add social gatherings in there as well through loose connections. Is there other ways that people are making friends? Because I haven't heard anyone mention an app. And I do want to point out the glaringly obvious elephant in the room that Mint is a friend app. And all of this is to highlight how hard it is to make friends in life in general. And since we do everything else on our phones anyway, we find flatmates, we get our food, we find our partners. So why not find friends on an app? Riddle me that. Just saying. Do I have an outro? Let me know if I should do another episode. I've been thinking about asking friends if they were to pick up any hobby to meet new friends, what would it be? And if they were to rate their social life out of 10, what would they give it? You know, what is what you want? Like, are you getting what you want out of your social life? Do you want more? Do you want more friends? Or are you happy with your friends? Let me know. Until next time. Yeah, I think that's it.